Good evening and welcome to 365 Days of Amazing Stories with Theo Mayer. Here we are on day 124 of 2025. I'm continuing the story of the King of the Wind. Now, Agba was not completely happy with the situation because he was still uncertain as to whether Sham would ever be able to prove himself as a stallion and improve the bloodlines of these horses that were all over the countryside where he was now living. Now, what made things even worse than doing what Twickenham asked him to do, was one of the things that he had to do, which was to clean the stall of the prize stallion of the Earl of Godolphin, known as Hobgoblin. Agba had to clean his stall 3 times a day, picking out any manure out of the fresh straw, replacing the straw with new straw, any that had been soiled at all. But the stall really bothered him because it was beautifully made. Wrapping all the way around it in 3 different places was the silk from cattails that had been stuffed in these leather tubes that were then placed or nailed upon the wall so that Hobgoblin could not hurt his beautiful hide or tail or any part of himself running into the walls. The wood was beautifully oiled. And his manger was not made of wood, no. It was made of marble. Agba didn't like any part of being in that stall, but what was worse, he didn't like Hobgoblin. Now, Hobgoblin didn't mind Agba, but when Agba looked at that horse, that stallion, well, let's just compare Sham to Hobgoblin. I mean, it was like comparing a bull to a stag. Hobgoblin was big. He was sort of fat. He had big, huge hindquarters, a big, thick neck with not much of a crest at all, smallish ears, a plain-looking nose, feet that looked, well, his hooves looked too small for his legs. But the thing that Agba disliked the most was his eye, or his eyes. There was no brilliance in them. No shine, no sparkle, no spirit. They looked dull. And what was worse, something that any good horse person looks for when they get to know a horse is when Hobgoblin would get agitated. White would show in his eye. Well, this is Agba's fate right now. Every day when he was in there, he thought this is where Sham should be. But then what made it worse? Twickenham would come in and, oh, Hobgoblin. Oh, and Twickenham stuttered, so he would be more like, Hobgoblin. He's the king of Gog Magog. And he would go on to say how the purplest of blood flowed through his veins and that this horse was going to be the horse that bred not only the best horses, created the best horses in the kingdom, but in all the world. That's why, Twickenham would say, rapping his knuckles upon Agba's head, That's why your runt of a horse is in the stall that he's in, and Hobgoblin is here. And we'll leave the story there for now.